Welcome to another episode of the Soul Filler podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Rali Georg, and today I am again with my favorite artist, Mariya Mileva, at her art studio in Poblino, Barcelona. And after our first episode went viral, we decided to give you more. So if you haven't watched it yet, you can scroll down and find it. It's about body image and nude art photography. You can see a little part of the art of Mariya and the way she sees bodies and the way she helps also her clients and mostly women, but I guess guys are also not,
Guys are welcome.
welcome too, right? So people in their form and help them to see themselves in the most beautiful light and shine. Thank you so much for having us here again in your almost home, your studio. And I can feel the energy and the love you invested in the creation of this magical space. So yeah, how are you? What's new? I know that there is another project is coming. We also talked about mirror work in the last episode. So you combine now the mirror work with art and meditation. Tell us more about this new event also. And thank you so much again also for the workshop about content creation, and it's helped me a lot to create easier, faster, and also optically to improve my content. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me again on the podcast. It was very surprising to see the views last time. And yes, now we are creating with my partner Nuria. We're hosting this workshop called Paint Your Reflection.
Wow.
It's about painting an auto portrait in the mirror, so you connect with yourself more. But it sounds easy, but it's actually very challenging because we received a few people who are telling us, we received comments from people who are telling us, oh, we never look at ourselves in the mirror, this is a bit strong, how are we going to do it? I'm not a painter, how can I paint? And we keep saying them, you don't need to be a professional painter, that's the whole idea. You know, many studios host these other workshops called Art and Wine. Mm-hmm. But our idea was to have something more spiritual because both of us are related to the body image and body acceptance and yes, loving the body. So we created this as for people to paint their own reflection, and we're gonna have it with tea instead of wine for now. Maybe later we can add, but for now it's like it starts with a little bit of meditation, some talks about how you see yourself, do you look at yourself, and when you look at yourself, what you see in the mirror, which as women is very crucial for us. And we spend a lot of time with the mirror, but sometimes we don't actually look.
We look, but we don't see.
We don't see.
Why? What do you think? Why is it so? Why is so difficult sometimes to look at the mirror, to see our reflection, and with a loving, perspective, and to look really in the eyes and to see who is exactly there, and not focusing on things that we don't like. Why is this like this? How we get so disconnected from this beautiful creation and unique and genius creation we have and can use for as long we are supposed to.
Yes. I think it's because we don't actually have a habit to look at ourselves. So we observe the world and we receive comments from other people about our bodies, about our face, about us. So living in our head, we actually think that the comments we receive, it's us, that this is us. But this is the comments we receive from other people. And when sometimes it happens to me, when I look at myself in the mirror, I start hearing these voices, but these voices are not mine. They're somebody else's. And you know yourself that people can be very harsh depending on their own trauma, you know, how hurt people hurt people.
Absolutely.
We talk about this lately, and I think it's because of this, because it's we think about ourselves more from the way people have commented on us or told us who we are, instead of sitting in front of the mirror, looking at ourselves and connecting with the person who is inside. And for me, this changed my life when I started like seeing myself and looking at myself in the mirror, because actually, you know, the eyes are windows to the soul, and if you don't look at your eyes, then again, I said this again, but like, when do you see your soul? Like, when do you connect with the soul? You look at your friends, your family more, and it's great to look at people who you love,
Of course.
but nobody can give you this connection. Even if you spend time with your loved ones and they're telling you beautiful, you're great, you're smart, everything, but it's still not the same.
No, it's not, and that's not the goal, to seek this connection and something from the outside, from someone else, because we are just not going to receive it as long we don't give it ourselves, right? And
And to accept it.
absolutely, like it is. And about the mirror work, I mean, as someone who has a nude art session with Mariya, even if I worked with my body a lot, like for many years now, and I accepted like it is, like after pregnancy and stuff, and I still felt a little bit, I don't know, it's a mixture between like excitement and I was also terrified, you know, like what is going to happen. And thank you so much for also for, you know, the preparation for it. It's not like, you know, hey, just come here and you know, you can leave your hair on and let's make pictures. The way you talked and the way you make me feel comfortable in the studio, in my own skin, and also with you. It's of course easier when you are naked in front of a woman, another lady. And for those who are like maybe thinking, okay, naked, and so you are not, you don't have to be completely naked. It's a play of, you know, like some angles and light and stuff, and the professional can explain more, but you on some of those photographs you are not really naked, but it looks like you are. And also it's like very aesthetic. And she also asked me, okay, well, how do you want it? And I have no idea. I mean, that's my first session. And when we think or we talk about like nude photo shootings and stuff, and unfortunately, the pictures we have in mind are those from, I don't know, Playboy, and like where you can see practically
Everything.
almost inside. Like
Yes.
and that's not the art. And that's not what you are providing, and your gift is so unique. And also the reaction for me was like, you know, I was so proud of myself for doing it because I was raised like, you know, very conservative, like old, still are. I mean, those patterns, they are like always there. That doesn't matter how long you work on them and what happened. And I was like, still okay. I mean, nobody will know that it's me, and nobody. I mean, there for myself first, and then, of course, as art. And then, you show me some of them, and they were so beautiful, like in different backgrounds, and really aesthetic and beautiful way, where you can see vulnerability, like the purest version that I saw of myself, like this, really vulnerable, and nothing seductive or like sexy, or it was like just aesthetically beautiful and elegant and soft and feminine in such a unique way. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And everybody has some moments sometimes, has some moments where we have like difficult times or whatever, and we cannot look each other or we cannot look ourselves in the mirror, especially naked. But I realized that having these photographs, I mean, you sent me some of them, and I was like, okay, they look so perfect. I mean, and it's not because I think I'm perfect. Nobody is, but they're like so beautiful, and especially in those moments when you're like you don't really feel that good, and you look at them like, hey, that's me. It looks like a picture or a photograph from a magazine. So thank you so much, and I will recommend from my own experience now, and I think that if you struggle to look at the mirror, to like accept or see, just try to do these pictures, because the way you see yourself after that is completely different. And every time when you feel down and you feel like you don't like something or don't accept something, or something is not like the way you would like to have it, you can take a look and you're like, okay, well, this is actually me. And this is always like art. Everybody look at it and see something different. And also even the same person, I mean, in different situations and also states, you can see a picture, photograph, whatever, piece of art, and you look at like, oh, okay. And but when you connect something positive to this picture, it's a whole experience. It's not only the pictures, but like being brave, being vulnerable, being really you, and it's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your
So how you do this, like with obviously people are not completely not wearing that much, but you still manage to play with the light, with the angle, with whatever, what you do, and you still make it look like like there is nothing there.
Oh, that's the whole point. I don't know. Lately, as we were talking, I received these comments that people really think that you should be naked on these sessions. But this is not the truth. I call them nudes because for me they are nudes, and they're also nude as not without many clothes, but also nude as vulnerable nude, because you're nude on those photos, but like you're stripping everything. You're just presenting yourself as you are with your bodysuit.
Oh, wow.
So no accessories, no fashion, nothing to distract the eye. It's just you and your beauty and your body, because we come here naked and we go naked,
Absolutely.
And for me, I started doing it and I saw how much it helped me, and I saw the different states when I was liking my body and when I wasn't liking my body. And for example, when I don't like my body and take pictures, after time, when I look at the pictures, I'll be like, actually, it wasn't that bad.
Why? Well, that's the state you are,
Yes, it's more like a mental thing, because our bodies constantly change, but everybody can be photographed beautifully because it's a form, it's a shape, and with the light, it just complements it. Like it's an art, and also it's the way I see people, the way I see women and beauty. And those photos that we talk about, like a Playboy and for example OnlyFans and all these things. Many people doing this, for example, professional models, they are comfortable in their own bodies, but that's their job. And normal women like us are more not comfortable than comfortable. Like we we grew up in a conservative families like me as well. Not so much, but like I wasn't, I was keeping myself very quiet and very close and not much nudity. And then suddenly I started doing these photos and people start reacting and people start assuming that I'm such and such person, but then I'm not. Like, this is the art I do, and that's why I also do those strange shapes, because I want to portray the body as an object, as a form, and as a feeling. That's my main goal, to when you look at a picture, to feel something, like an emotion, to capture the emotion, because you can capture anybody, any face, but some pictures, some photographs don't talk to you. They're just, oh yeah, it's beautiful woman. But sometimes you're like, what is this beautiful woman thinking or doing, and why she feels this way? Just by one photograph, start making you think. And I'm grateful that you were so brave to do it, and thank you for the trust, and for trying it. And I'm glad that you are happy with the result. And yes, no, you don't need to be naked. It's the first, because of hygienic reasons, and second, we can also hide it. Like, it's just the position of the body that you can. It's not about seeing somebody naked, but more like seeing somebody vulnerable and comfortable in their own skin. That's my main goal.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that you don't just undress people, but their souls too. Like, to really connect and accept and like what they see. There are many things I want to say about what you just said. And the one of the main things is, of course, how people will at some point react. People we love, people who maybe do not understand it. And I had that experience too. Like a few days after the photo shooting, I was calling my mom and was like, yeah, I had that nude photo shooting. She said, what? Are you going insane? What's happened to you? Where do you post this? And when someone sees it, they're like, hey, relax. I was like, I'm going to buy or rent a billboard like in front of your building so you can see it. Which was, are you crazy? But it's a joke, of course. But of course, it's a lot of work and still to not care that much about what other people say or think about you. Especially, I mean, it's easier what people, strangers you don't know, think, and it's completely different when people close to you, like family, partner, parents, whatever, child. How they assume it, but it's also very therapeutical and very healing to see, hey, that's me, and I am fine with my decision, and I don't see it like something bad, and it isn't. It's like not a pornographic shooting or movie or whatever. I mean, nothing bad. It isn't. I don't want to judge anyone, but it's this is how people, unfortunately, some of them still assume it is, or think it is, and it's not. It's really aesthetic and beautiful, and the vulnerability. This is so. It's a word. It's also difficult to pronounce it, for it, vulnerability. But it's also so difficult to also practice it in our relationships, to ourselves, to others, and it's a great way to strengthen the connection to us with those beautiful pictures, and the whole process of the consultation before it, because I also already mentioned it's not you're coming here and then you undress yourself.
Take your clothes off.
And then let's make pictures. How do you see it? How do you like it? How do you feel about it? And you really made me feel comfortable and relaxed. And
Thank you.
So That's the one thing, you know. I think that for many people, that's a huge challenge. How other people will judge this decision to get these photos, and exactly this is the triggering point. If you want to free yourself from this, just do it. That's the only way. It's through the, you know, those things. Of course, if you feel it, but. If you're really afraid to look at the mirror, or not afraid, but you don't like it and avoid it, and so such a shooting is so freeing, and it's I think as first step, it's easier to see yourself captured in these beautiful lights and forms, and I think that I'm going to make it every year. So because I talk a lot about aging, this is one of my passions, and also lifestyle. I don't have a problem with it, and this is the natural thing, the most natural thing we experience anyway. But I believe that we can make it gracefully, and the way we see ourselves helped us to do more for ourselves, to feel, and then also because we feel good, to look good. And I saw a short video of Tina Turner like a few days ago, and she was talking about the way she look at aging. She was like, this is a normal thing, but she was never really focused on, you know, age or aging, and she just wanted to look good and to feel good, and that's it. You can feel comfortable and beautiful, and no matter of age or anything. And especially naked. I mean, as you said, we came here like this, and that's the way we are going to live this journey, and everything like in between is just rented.
Yes.
Like, you know, for some time, and then you cannot take any of it, like clothes or jewelry or whatever, titles or material stuff. So yeah,
Yes, and
we focus on those material things, and we really forget about what's happening inside, and we don't want to even look at it.
Yes, which is this is what amazes me is like, and it's so many boundaries we put on ourselves, even with partners. We have intimate partners for years, but we don't feel comfortable being naked in front of them. So we invite them in our most personal space.
This is
our body, mind, there we live with them, we have children with them, and we still don't feel comfortable with them. Wow. Because we don't feel comfortable with ourselves. And this is the most amazing thing. Like, I used to be like this. I was uncomfortable of my body, of parts of my body in front of other people. And then at some point I was like, well, why is this, like, where is this coming from? And having such photo shoot doesn't mean you have to post it exactly on Billboard or on Instagram or anywhere. It's just for you. We can, as you saw, we can have pictures, like photographs that are just more aesthetic, more like close-ups that you can see as art and print in your house. And even if you have young children or you're feeling uncomfortable with family members, when you see this, the way it's portrayed, it's more like an art than nudity. Like, a lot of people come here and they look at the work and they see the body, but as an art, not as a nude woman printed and put on the wall. And this is what I'm trying to portray through my work, and to, you know, this is what I care for, because it's too much, too many boundaries and too many rules we put ourselves in. And
I think boundaries is good to have for our body, for our soul, for our mind, and relationship and stuff, but no limitations.
Yes, there's more like limitations. Yes,
that much. And this is huge what you said about the way we don't feel comfortable in front of like someone really close, like our partner, like intimate partner. And isn't it that so sad? You know, like if you don't trust and yourself and accept yourself, you could never feel, doesn't matter how, what the other person is telling to you.
Exactly.
You will never believe it as long as you don't really integrate it within. And another thing, because I work with many beautiful women, and you said that models, of course they're making enormous effort to look like they look, and we are not always open to do those efforts, but I don't think that they're so comfortable always in their bodies, because I work with so many beautiful women. When you see them, they're like perfect, and when you talk to them, I'm like, yeah, I don't like this, and there's insecurity, and you're like, what's happening? How could you? And that's the point. We are so critical to ourselves, and because of like limiting beliefs, because our past overwhelming past experiences, or things we believed that are not ours but from someone else, but we still integrated them and believed them, that it's like the universal truth, and so it's important to ask those questions, especially when we feel like this. It's like, hey, where does it comes from, where I learned that, and is that really true? And looking into the mirror or photographs and say, hey, it's actually a question of perspective and the way we do it. And from the mirror to the photograph, and accepting the body the way it is, and it changes. Sometimes it doesn't change the way we want it to change.
Exactly.
But this is like it is. And I also believe that it's okay to want to improve, to change something, but still accept the way it is right now. So that's the key. There's no problem to want to lose weight, or take care of your skin with whatever cosmetics or something else. This is self-care. This is for your health, for many things. And we came back to the self-love, like loving ourselves, our bodies, and also behind the body, like in the spiritual level, and also mentally, all the things we believe about ourselves, and feelings that are like stored somehow there. And
Exactly.
how do you release such emotions?
But self-portraiture.
Yeah, self-portraiture. Okay. So
I think that's my key. But this is very strange, because I don't know why I started. I started doing it from the beginning. Kind of know, but at the same time, on the back of my head is like, why did I actually started doing this?
teach us how we should do it.
And it was a long process. First, I wanted to see my body in a beautiful way, but I wasn't comfortable in front of anybody else, because I was giving all these like harmful comments on my body that I actually received from family members. So I didn't believe my body is beautiful. I didn't believe it can look beautifully, and that was lead to problems with communication, obviously, in social environments with partners, and then slowly and surely I started like looking at myself, and there were things that I didn't like, but this is my body, so I have to accept it. Okay, I can lose the weight, I can take care of the skin, but it's still the same body. And then when I started doing like the self-portrait, I started seeing it more and connecting with it more. And obviously with the mirror, it's not about how much things you can change on the outside. If you don't love it inside, nothing's gonna change. I had partners who would tell me, "Oh, you're so beautiful," and this and that, and I still don't believe it. And it's not about the outside. It's never about the outside thing. But it's kind of we need such a long time, or we need our own way to see it, to realize it, to actually believe it, because also we are not taught as kids to do this self-reflection, thinking about ourselves in a more like in a spiritual way, you know, looking ourselves in the mirror. No, it's always, you know, in Bulgaria, for example, it's always like comments, bad comments. Oh, you're too fat, you're too skinny. You need to do this, you need to do that. It's like, it's never enough. I've never received in my upbringing, I never received a comment like, you're as good as you are. Just enjoying being yourself, or, you know,
So important.
simple things, because
Absolutely.
we don't I don't know, we choose the families. I don't know if we choose the bodies, but we come here in these bodies.
I believe we do.
Probably, yes. Yeah. So you come here in this body and you can't really escape. So you better take care of it. You know, whatever it is, yes, some people have more symmetrical features that make them look more beautiful than other people. You know, this is like a normal, like flowers are different. But everybody is beautiful, and it's more about the energy.
I mean, who says what's beautiful and what's not?
Like,
you know, I mean, they're like this, let's say, frames in the society, and like if you fit in that box, that frame, then you are beautiful, and if you're not, like, you know, you're not, and this is BS. I mean, well, that's not the way. Everybody is beautiful, and this beauty is different for different people, for different situations, but it's always there, and the art to see it and to experience it, especially for yourself and with yourself, is super essential. And what you said is very important, because we really learn the patterns and the way we see ourselves, yes, for our environment as children, from our caregivers, parents, the closest people around us. But I believe it's not only from the way they talk to us, but also their, you know, even if they do not say something, the energy, we can feel it, you know, and we see the way they treat themselves, and that's what we know. So if you're a parent, if you're I mean, the way you see yourself is essential, not only for you, for so many other people, and also energetically, for, of course, as a role model, as a parent too, but also in a society with other women. And we can support ourselves so much if we radiate this acceptance and this love for ourselves, and energetically other women will feel the same, because there is no judgment, there is this acceptance, and there are no labels and frames, and you are beautiful because who says?
Yes, because your legs are longer. Well, that doesn't make sense, you know?
And if you see, I mean, as an artist, and if you see art through the years, I mean, there were different standards, you know, like the women body. My session was inspired by
yes, maybe you see
a picture, maybe a picture. And it's Venus, I mean, and she is not skinny at all. She do not fit any standards of this modern world we live in right now. And it's still a beautiful painting, right?
Yes.
And so, and there are different tastes, like, you know, round or not, and also how those trends are changing through years. I mean, you can see it in pictures, you can see it in I don't know, catwalks and media, whatever, you know, 90s, 20s, the heroin chick, and then now are the more stronger bodies, and I don't know what else is going to come, and nothing of it matters. Like, you do not, if you want to build a strong body, perfect, but don't do it because you want to fit to some, you know, other box, you know, being strong and being like this.
Yes.
You do you, and you do it for yourself. If you want it, do it. If you don't, it's perfect too. So because the trends, in 10 years they will be different anyway. So yeah.
But that's another thing, because body shapes and body types are different. There are 3 or 4. We have like a skinny, one in the middle, and one that is more like bulky as a body type. So having this role model or like this standard that everybody should be skinny. Well, yes, that's why we had lots of anorexia and bulimia, because
And Ozempic is
yes, because some people are skinny by nature and they don't want to be skinny. Yeah, especially men.
we always want that what we don't have, right?
Yes.
It's like chasing
But
something.
that's the thing. When you accept this body, like I grew up thinking that I have to be skinny. I have to be skinny. I have to be skinny. I'm not skinny enough. I'm not skinny enough. I hit that bottom, not bottom, but I was skinnier than ever.
What was the price of it?
I wasn't healthy. I was emotionally drained. Like from the relationship, I wasn't strong at all. Like my skinny body did not had much muscles, and before that I was a dancer, so I had my muscles, and suddenly I'm skinny and I don't see these muscles. Yeah, I see the shape, everything's like, wow, so cool, I have six pack and everything, but this six pack is not healthy. So I was like, and I still had comments on my body. Like I see myself being skinny and I still like, oh, this is fat, I don't like it. It was like incredible. And that moment it really hit me. I was like, you waited all your life. You always wanted to be this skinny. And now you are, and you're still not happy. And you still think it's not good enough. Well, maybe it's not this.
It's not the optic.
And then I started like gaining weight a little bit. And I was like, ooh, I don't feel comfortable. What I'm gonna do now? There's another way. Like, oh no, I don't want to go to the other side. And it was like this yo-yo kind of thinking, not so much the effect, but like thinking. And then at some point, I needed really to sit down and like fully commit to acceptance, because otherwise it's not gonna work. And now if I gain a little bit of weight or lose a little bit of weight, I try to stay in the middle. Oh, this is good, this is not. And also it depends how you like yourself. Some people like themselves having a bit more on themselves. Some people not. Like for me personally, I prefer not to be more skinnier, but like just like visually. I feel lighter, I feel better, but that's just my personal preference. But I also know that my body type, for example, is not a skinny type. So I put weight very quickly and I can drop it very quickly, but I can put it on very quickly. So I needed to accept that I have like a denser type of body structure, like in the middle.
Yeah.
So even if I want to be skinny, even if I hit this target being skinny, this actually doesn't look that good on me, because it's just not my thing, Absolutely. And now looking at the pictures from that time, I was like, oof, this was a bit too much. Yeah. And it's like, it was fun, but I know it's not for me. Like,
well, it was fun because you achieved what you wanted, what your
always
what your mind wanted to fit in, and you did.
And no, the funny thing is, the person when I was younger, the person who was telling me I'm fat, who actually put these thoughts in my head that I'm fat. I had like a bum, like my legs.
Was fat to themselves, right?
No, but when I dropped the weight, they commented on my bum. They're saying, oh, you lost your bum. You don't have any bum. And I was like, so before my bum was too big, now my bum is not like, it's not there. And I was like, what? This is not none of your business. It's like, and then I was like, they don't really care. They can say anything. So that's why if you look at yourself and if you accept yourself, it doesn't matter what people tell you.
This is super crucial also. I mean, we are mirrors for other people. They do not look themselves into the mirror, but they see their reflection in us. So the person who told you are this or this, they believed it from themselves. They couldn't see it otherwise in you. So, and a person who is not satisfied and happy with themselves, they will always, of course, see it in the other people too. And also saying it to make the other people feel bad so they feel better.
Yes, that's very common in Bulgaria.
It's everywhere. I mean, we are people. And it's not a judgment or anything, but it's the way we function, unfortunately. And I wanted to say about we come back to body types and so on, but it's like weight gaining or not weight. It's like aging. It's like every other process of change, changing in the body or mentally, whatever, and you know that you arrived at the form what is the most authentically for you when you first do not care that much anymore, and when you feel good in it, when you do not overeat. We come back, like as someone who was struggling with eating disorder for over a year and a half, trying to again fit some boxes, because it gave me some sense of control to then I concentrate on this, and I want to see other things which I don't want to see. And then silence myself with food and stuff, and then all the feelings and stuff. So in that moment where we arrive there in that balanced state, when we feel good about ourselves, we do not eat. Because why we gain weight? Because we eat a little bit more than we actually need. And when we cannot feel these needs and we cannot follow them, there is something that's not balanced. So this is the easiest way to know how do you feel really, and is there something working from the inside, because the body is showing it. And this is so unique, and this is so beautiful. Like it's a way to protect us too, to not overwhelm the nervous system and anything, but and the body is super smart and saying, hey, here, I'm trying to protect you, but you still do not see the real problem, because it's not the weight, it's not the body form, it's not the skin, it's not the age, it's not anything. It's so deep inside, and you will do everything else from the outside, but you do not really focus on that problem, those emotions, those feelings, those limiting beliefs, those that are stored inside. And the moment they're released, everything changes.
Yes.
And you don't care about weight or skinny or not or anything else, because you feel so authentically beautiful. So and it doesn't matter who else is judging it somehow. You're like, okay, thank you, I'll keep that in mind. And you're thinking, what the, I mean,
yes.
Who is talking to you, like this. So yeah.
Yes, it's a lot about, especially with women, it's a lot to do with emotional eating, emotional states. We know friends, or we have been in this moment where some people will tell you, like, just stop eating or exercise more, and you control your diet, you exercise, and the weight is still not going. Why it's not going? Because it's emotional. It happened to me so many times. I was in a strict diet, working out, and it's still not going. And it's like, what's going on? And then it took me years. I think recently I kind of stopped overeating, because we were talking about this lately, and I asked for your advice as well, because I thought that I need to be in a partnership with somebody to feel complete, satisfied, and not overeat. Like, I realized I'm overeating some years ago, but then I wasn't sure I can do it myself. And last year I had again a moment when I caught myself with this overeating, and I really wanted to stop, but I didn't know how. And after the last no relationship, but like communication with a partner that I had, kind of, then I started looking at myself more, and I started managing my own emotions better. And now I don't need anybody. Like, I hope it stays like this, because obviously, like, I'm learning this now, but things can change. But I'm glad I actually hit the moment finally where I am okay with myself. I don't put weight because of emotions, because I am on a vegan vegetarian diet for long years, and And I had moments when I put weight and people would tell me, but you only eat salads, you don't eat anything. Like, how can you put weight? And I was like, well, I don't know. Well, it's the emotion.
From the air.
From the air, yeah. And then let's say if I'm with somebody and I eat whatever I want to, I'm start losing weight. I'm like, what's going on? Like, this is not normal. Yeah, this is very interesting. And a friend told me last year that it's possible. And I was like, well, I don't know, let's see. And now I can see it, I can feel it, which is more important. Because, if you feel it, then it's actually, you're actually making this change. And that this is also what I'm trying to speak through my work, is that you can feel beautiful no matter the shape and the size and the form, because sometimes it's, the body is alive. Sometimes it needs more love, and this love you can give it through looking at yourself and admiring it, and then the weight that you don't like will start dropping automatically, because it's an emotion. So if you feel good, if you think about good about yourself, you start feeling good. And the best diet and the best feeling, the best state of mind and feelings that we have is balance. So you can't be ill or overweight or something like that if you feel good. Because if you feel good, everything's like,
Absolutely.
you start glowing, your skin, your body works better. You don't need to numb those emotions through food, because it's easier to see the pattern when it's like alcohol or drugs or gambling or sex or something like this. Even with sex, people don't see it very clearly if it's like a addiction to sex, because they think, oh, maybe this is kind of normal. But
This is me.
but no, I had experience with, I know a person, and it's actually addiction, like gambling. But food, because we need it to live,
We cannot.
it's kind of like, I can't just stop eating. If I stop eating, I'll get ill. I tried to stop eating, I couldn't. It was funny.
That's not the healthiest way anyway. And I mean, when we talk about health problems and health issues, and also weight that is causing them, this is something else. Of course, we have to also physically take care and be, and it's all about action. I mean, yes, emotions are there, but especially my personal experience and also the experience with my patients and clients I have, when we talk about weight and overweight eating and eating disorder in their different forms, it's most of the time we think we found a partner or something else, we concentrate, and it gives me the validation we want to get, to feel better. But the problem almost every time is because the body shows us, it's also the spiritual part of it, shows us that we came here with a purpose, with something we are meant to do. And when we are so afraid to do it and to take action, to go out there and just show what our gift is, what we want to do, we suppress it, and it gets stored in this emotions, and then we try to silence it with food or with, as you said, many other things, but in that case, food, alcohol, drugs, whatever, sex, material things, partners. And the moment when you make those steps, when the action comes, and you are going through the right way for this moment for you, what your soul, what your essence, your being is here to do, doesn't matter how terrifying that is sometimes. It is terrifying, of course, because it's something new, because it's, but exactly where the greatest fear is our greatest potential. So it happened for myself. I tried, and I also fit in the pictures that other people want me to be, to behave, to become, anything. And I was so miserable, and food was my escape of this reality that I created for someone else. In the moment that when I found myself again, the thing I'm here to do, the things that I'm passionate about, and the way I want to go, and also did and took the first steps of it, everything disappears. And then you do not need a partner to validate you, do not need someone else to say how beautiful, gorgeous, cool, smart, da 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 you are. You are just so authentically yourself, and you accept and love yourself with the flaws. Nobody's perfect. With those, and then use them as also stairs to achieve there, to delegate what is not your strength. It's normal to not be perfect in everything, and it's good like this, because then we can specialize in our strengths and what we're. But most, if you're struggling with something like this, gaining weight and like stuff, overeating, emotional eating, even anorexia and bulimia. I mean, that are other conditions where you need really a professional help. But for those like not so strong and bad conditions, it's super important to find your authentic person. Is, yeah, it's a cliche meanwhile, but
Like
who
your voice.
you really
Yes.
are, and then get out there. Doesn't matter how terrifying it is, and then when this thing disappears. So maybe it happens to you too. You find the right way, or you get the courage to get out there and to say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm taking action. It takes time, of course, for everything to build, but and then nothing else matters, partners or not, or parents or whoever. This is your journey, and you enjoy it, and you do not need food or something else to feel better, because you are so in alignment with what you do and you are, especially what you are, because but the action.
Yes, I think it's the action, as you said it now. It just really completed the picture. I think it's the action, because also the action is stored in the second, third chakras, in the body, and that's where usually that's the issues with the food and the gaining weight and the emotions and all this action. Yes.
Yeah. So,
but it takes, I don't know, it takes time for everybody, and I wish the time was less. I wish we grew up more with like more knowledge, so we can know more and get there quicker, because obviously you need to learn things throughout your life. But if you grow up, like for example how you are talking to your daughter, for example,
I'm a cool mom.
Exactly.
I wasn't always like this.
If
the poor child.
Yeah, if I had this before, that probably would have made difference for sure. But it is what it is.
This was your way. You chose it anyway.
Yes.
And you came here to experience it that way. And who says what's less or what's... It is like it is, and it takes what it takes. And sometimes we need that preparation. We need all those experiences and all those things that we judge like bad situations or so, these lessons to just unfold the next layer and to get closer. And now that is gone and something else is going, then there is always something. This is how life works. This is the way it is. And but it's good like this, because it will be very boring otherwise.
Yes. We do need it.
Definitely. Yeah, if every time everything is going just exactly the way you want it. Come on.
No, exactly. But just a bit quicker, maybe. Yeah. But it depends. It's okay. We're blessed now. We have so much information. Like looking at our mothers, for example, time was completely different.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
it's funny because if you go back to like thousands years, I mean, their cultures and religions and stuff, And when you see like in the literature, arts, and so, people were aware. I don't know what happened. I mean, their books and their pieces of information for like thousands years, we can really learn from. Today, of course, everything changed, but the message inside, and I don't know, Bhagavad Gita, or even like earlier texts, people were aware. And then, I don't know, society, this development and stuff, broke us, or not broke us, but really changed us, so that we really disconnect from ourselves. And but I think we need both, because if you see countries where spirituality and those cultures and religions are very, popular, and the art of living and lifestyle, economically, they're not very, let's say, it's another judgment again, but they're not very, successful. When you see other Western, let's say, countries where they're more in the ego and in the this conditioning and programming, economically they're very successful, but they're like detached from the spiritual part. So it's all about the balance. Can you imagine if the world gets so balanced, so everybody found their essence, and also befriend the ego, so everything works together? It will be such a beautiful world to live in.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah. So, but I think we are coming closer and closer, because the awakening started, I believe, and I'm curious where it's going to bring us. So, yeah, and the change always starts
from within.
From within, and as a favorite song from a very loved artist, Michael Jackson, it's like you can look and start with the man in the mirror, or the woman in that case, the person, let's say, the person in the mirror. So yeah,
it's powerful.
Absolutely. And so thank you for being there, for showing up for all of us, to the way you and the courage that you have, and to put yourself out in your birthday suit, in the form that makes us all the same, without anything else, and to give us this courage and trust to do it too, because more information, more of your art, and more of your gifts will help us all to come closer to that beautiful being we actually are, all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope so.
For the second episode. There will be many, believe me. I hope so. And for the beautiful space, for your energy and time, and your gift. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're always welcome.
Is there something you want to add, or I forgot to say, we can find you? I will put all the information.
Yes,
like
you
always,
can find me
connection.
everywhere.
Instagram, TikTok, also website, and physically here in our project, probably know.
Yes.
Barcelona. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ciao.